So someone can look like a 12-year-old and then you think like, oh, this is just a child. They are way older than you. They are demons. They have been here for generations. You know, the Lord has really been exposing them to us. And even my husband, the Lord started showing him about them. And then some months ago, there is a certain man who's my husband's workmate. And then the Lord had exposed him to my husband in a vision as a demon. And then what the Lord said was that this person existed even in the time of Ahab. Now this person I'm talking about is my husband's workmate currently. But then the Lord said this person existed even in the time of Ahab. And even back then, he knew about electricity. So you know, in the time of Ahab, that was before the discovery of electricity, but the Lord was saying he knew about it. So they are so advanced because they're not human, they are spirits. They have a lot of knowledge, but then they just pretend to be human. Even in school, they can even fail, but it's all on purpose because they want to look human, but they know so much. And the Lord said they see us as babies because they've been here for generations. They've seen generations and generations of human beings. And this is the reason why the Lord told me, even when they are exposed, when the Lord tells you this is a demon incarnate, don't think that that is the end, that the mission against you is over. They're not going to try to take you to hell. No, because they've been here and then they've seen how the human mind works. They are still going to try to be attacking you. They are still going to try to take you to hell. Because to them, they see you as a baby. Because it's only with the wisdom of God that you overcome them. But without God, in short, when you just rely on the physical, you are much, much younger than them. Because they've been here for generations and they are working. They're working against you and you don't even realize it. Because the Lord told me everything they do is a mission. So there's a vision that the Lord gave me that I'm going to share about, because I'm talking about them doing everything for a mission. So in my vision, we went to a certain house. We were with my sister and my husband and with a certain pastor friend of ours. So when we went to this house, these people in the vision, they knew the pastor we were with. But then, so we went with him just to visit them. But then when we reached there, when I looked at them, I realized they were actually demon incarnates, the demons in human disguise, you know. And so they invited us to the table, and then they put food on the table in the vision. They put food on the table, and then there was a little boy who was a member of that same family who was serving the food. So what he did, he pretended that he acted like the spoons were dirty. So he got a cloth and then he was wiping them. I don't know if they were wet or something, but they needed to be wiped. So he was wiping them. So in the vision, when he was doing that, the Lord told me what he's actually doing is putting spells, demonic spells on the spoons, so that when we use them, those spells should work against us. You know? So as he was doing that, I was so bothered because I could see the other people couldn't really see what was going on. And so I grabbed the boy and then I stopped him from doing anything else. You know, I was angry and then I got up from the table. I didn't want to eat their food. I got up from the table and I went to the kitchen. When I went to the kitchen, I found the mom to that boy in the kitchen. She looked like an ordinary lady. She looked like she wasn't even rich, you know. She looked like an ordinary person, just someone you can find in society. She wasn't even looking anything sophisticated, no. But then when I looked at her, the Lord told me this woman is a demon as well. And so in the vision, the Lord gave me an ability to understand and to speak a certain heavenly language that used to be spoken in heaven, like back then. That's what the Lord told me in the vision. The language that he allowed me to speak in the vision, it was the language that they used to use in heaven way back before the angels fell. And so this woman knew that language. And so I spoke to her in that language. And then to my surprise, because she was looking human, to my surprise, she answered me in the same heavenly language. And so after that happened, I was shocked. And then I confronted her. And then I said, how come you know this language? Because this language was spoken in heaven long ago. before the demons fell. So how come you understand it? You are a demon. And then I confronted her. And then she was like, yes, I'm a demon. I'm a demon. She didn't even want to hide, you know. And so my sister was still with my husband and the other pastor at the dining table. And so I called my sister and I said, Zipporah, come and hear what this woman is saying, what this demon is saying. And then I told her, tell my sister what you just told me. And then she defiantly said, I'm a demon. You know, she didn't even want to pretend. She was like, I'm a demon. And then in the vision, that's how we began hitting her in the name of Jesus. We started hitting her in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, we began to hit her. And then she fell down, and then the vision just ended. And then what I got from this vision, everything they do is a mission. Even just wiping a spoon is a mission. Shaking your hand is a mission. Just looking at you is a mission. It's a real spiritual battle. We Christians don't realize how much we're in a warfare, you know. Lately, the Lord has made me to realize how much how intense this warfare is. It's a real spiritual battle. Don't think the spiritual battle ceases and then it's only when you go now on your knees and then you're praying that the battle resumes. No, the spiritual battle exists right now. And the demons are so serious about it. They're working for the kingdom of the devil. They are so serious, much more than us. There was a time when we went to a rural area. We went to a very rural area, you know, like where the houses are just grass thatched, and the people there are extremely poor. And then there was a man who lived there, you know. He was a demon. And then he said to us in the spirit, you know, he was actually telling my sister in the spirit. And then he said, for us, we don't care where we have to live. Even if it means living in the rural area, we don't care. And we don't care where we have to go, as long as we can work our mission. Even if we have to go and live as poor people, we don't care. That's how intense the battle is. They don't care. Even right here where I'm living, we've gone to this rural area, and I was extremely shocked for the Lord to show me a lot of demon incarnates in that community, you know. And then physically, when you look at these people, they just look like poor people. They hardly have enough food, clothing, you know. They just wear finished clothes, worn out clothes. They are extremely poor, but they're just demons. They are pretending, because in that community there are human souls there which must go to hell according to them, you know. But the Lord is exposing them. He's exposing them because he wants you to know of their existence in order to disarm them. Yeah. So these demons are everywhere. And then I'm going to share another incident. Now, the time when just after this happened, so I moved to Ndola. It's a city in my country here. So when I was in Ndola, I was living at a certain house. So actually in the same compound there were two cottages. They were facing each other. So I lived in one cottage, and then the owner of the house lived in the main house, and then a certain family lived in the cottage. So when I just moved in, the landlady, actually when I was looking for that house, when I wanted to rent her house, what the landlady told me, she had to interview me before allowing me to rent her house. And then she was like, oh, are you a Christian? And then I said, yeah, I'm a Christian. In fact, my dad is a pastor. And then she was like, oh, that's really good, because we're looking for Christians. We want a Christian, you know, to live in this house, because we usually have church here, so we don't want someone who's going to be drinking, partying, because we usually have church in our house. So I was like, oh, okay, so I rented out their house. But then shortly after that, the Lord showed me in several visions and dreams that the very woman, the landlady, and her entire family, they were demons. You know, the Lord showed me about her and all her children except the husband. But everybody else were demons. I had several spiritual encounters with them. And I remember one day I was praying, and then she had this grandchild of hers who was a baby, less than 1 year. You know, and then as I was praying against them, the angel of the Lord went and pierced this child with a sword. And then the reason why the angel pierced a child is because that's not a baby, that's not a child. That's a demon hiding in a small body. So these are demons. From the time they're babies, they do a lot of work. You may think this is a baby, he can't even talk, he can't walk. They're already working. It's a demon, and then it's just like wearing a mask. Now picture that mask in a human body that's able to walk, to talk, and to do all these things. There was a vision that the Lord showed my husband, about how these demons operate. And then they had made several human-like bodies, and then they just hung them like clothes. And so what they would do, if this demon wants to go and do a certain work, that requires a human body, all they would do is they just come and then they slide in as if it's just an overall or something, and then they just zip it up, and then they look human in every way, and then they just go out, and then they are accepted among humans, and then they would begin to do a lot of abominable things, But then what I'm saying is the demons don't just do abominable things. Some of them, their mission is to do abominable things, but others, their mission is within the church. They'll pretend to be holy, they'll pretend to be Christians. So you can't tell by looking. The Lord has to tell you this is a demon incarnate. And the Lord told us that the way they make these bodies, they are so fake. The way they make these bodies, like, in short, it's just fake. To the physical eye, it looks like a human body, but if the Lord was to show you in the spirit, remember there was a lady whom the Lord showed me. The Lord had told me she was a demon incarnate, and then the Lord showed me who she really was in the spirit, how her body really was. It was just made of some substance, that like they got some material that looked like wires, and then they shaped out like a human body, and then they just covered it up like that, because it's a spiritual thing. And then to the physical man, it's going to look like a human body. But if the Lord was to open your eyes, you would see they are not human. They are going to be sick, they are going to die, you're going to bury them. All they do when they die is come out of the body, go back to hell, and go on to another mission. That's how they are. They are not human. They are not human in any way, and they will never be human, neither can they ever repent, because Jesus didn't die for demons, Jesus died for human beings. So this landlady, what began happening after the Lord exposed her to me, she began fighting me, in the spirit. And then the battle got so intense to the point where I would find blood on my bathroom floor. It would just appear out of nowhere. What would happen is I would pray against her, and then sometimes I would go to bath, and then I just come out of the shower. The next moment I go back, I just find this blood on the floor. And then it was real blood. It wasn't even some substance that looked like blood. So I was so bothered, I prayed against it. I would pour water there. The next day it would happen. The next day again it would happen, to the point where I really got bothered. And then a certain pastor told me and say, so there was this incident that happened now. I left home, and then when I came back home, I found there was blood sprayed on my garden chairs. There were 3 garden chairs. Blood was sprayed there, and on the floor, and in the bathroom, It was really, really creepy, and on the wall, like, just smeared. And then the pastor gave me a message from the Lord, and then he said, it's the agents of darkness who are sending a message to you. They're trying to threaten you and intimidate you and say, we're going to kill you. My landlady was, since I was living in her yard, she was one of them. That's what the Lord said. And then the Lord said they wanted to kill me and my sister and even my dad. And so we began to pray against it. And the very day my sister was in an accident, but then she didn't die, and then she recovered because the Lord was faithful. But it just goes to show you how serious this is, how serious this battle is. And so I prayed against her, and then I got anointing oil. I prayed for it and sprayed all over her yard. She had a lot of plants. She loved flowers. She had a garden. She had a lot of plants. And then I sprayed all over them, all over the trees, the flowers. I sprayed and I prayed. The next morning, they were all dried up. This was physically, not a vision. The next morning, after spraying them with anointing oil, they all dried up. and they began uprooting them all and planting new ones. You know, the Lord was proving to me that what I've been showing you is real. This is how real these demons are. You know, you can't tell by looking. That's what I keep saying. On her door, this woman had a poster hung on the entrance of her door that was written, Jesus is Lord. And then, of course, they used to have church at her house. Several times people would come and they would meet and they would pray, but in actual, like it was just all pretense because she wanted to fulfill her mission. And then the Lord told me that this woman, what she usually does is she gets people's lights out. You know, I had this vision where I saw my house, the same house where I was living in. I saw my house and then the door was locked. And then I could tell that the light was on. There was a lot of light in the room, in the whole house actually. And then my landlady, the same demon, she was standing outside my house, and then she that little space under the door, I could see the light even there. And then she kept reaching out with her hand as if trying to pull out the light, you know. And then the Lord told me that's what she does. She targets Christians, so no wonder she was telling me that they love Christians. She targets Christians and then she switches off their light. That's what she does. So that's her mission. So she's just an example. So what happened, the cottage opposite my house, the family which was living there moved. And then a lady moved in. So what happened, the very day the lady moved in, the Lord told me she's a demon. So before that, the lady just moved in and then she had her things all packed in. So she came to me and then she said, can I borrow your mirror? So I just thought like, oh, maybe her mirror is still packed somewhere where she can't reach, let me just give it to her. So when I gave it to her, when she brought it back, and then I was really, really shocked because the Lord showed us that she had put a lot of demons in the mirror. She wanted to be monitoring us. She wanted to use it to watch us. So the way these demons operate is they work in a way that's similar to witches and satanists. You can actually, if the Lord has never revealed to you about demons, you can actually think someone is a witch. That's what I've noticed, because some of the demons whom the Lord has revealed, like to people who don't know about demons, they've been seeing these people as satanists, as witches. But then the Lord has shown me these are actually demons, not satanists and witches, but they operate in a similar way, in a way that they even attend satanic meetings where the witches are, and then the witches will think, oh, we're all humans, and then we're just witches. They don't know that the others are demons. They attend those convent meetings, and yet they are demons. You know, they act like witches, and they even use charms and enchantments. They use spells. They operate in a very similar way with witches, and you can even see them in your dreams. God will show them to you in your dreams, in visions. They have all those satanic powers that witches have. That's how they operate. So after the Lord showed me about the mirror, you know, I prayed against it and the demons left. So what happened, the Lord began to show me that that woman is a demon. What happened is, after the Lord had exposed her, I had a vision. You know, I had a vision in which I was telling someone about the same girl, the lady who had moved in next door to me. Like, I was telling someone about it, that the Lord had told me this lady who moved in is a demon. And so she happened to overhear me in the vision. And so when she overheard me, she wanted me to be shy about it and to be embarrassed. And so I confronted her and I said, you are a demon. I confronted her to her face and I told her, you are a demon. To my surprise, she didn't hide it. She didn't deny it. She was like, yes, I'm a demon, so what? And then I was really, really shocked that she was admitting she's a demon, you know. And then I said, you're a demon and you're going to burn in hell. And then she began laughing and she was like, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha, I don't care. In fact, I cursed God. And then she began to blaspheme the name of God. So I grabbed her hand and I said, in the name of Jesus Christ. So when I said that, her whole body turned black, completely black, even her teeth. And then I heard the voice of the Lord in the vision telling me, now that she has been exposed, her mission on you is over and she's going to move. She's going to move out of the house very soon. But then the Lord told me, but they reserved this house for agents because they want you to be neighbors with a demon. So they reserved this house for demons. So the next morning after I had this vision, it was a Friday. So I had this vision on Friday morning. So in the evening when I came from work, the same lady came to my house and knocked. And then she didn't have a copy of the keys to the gates, and so she was asking for my keys. So I asked her about it, and then she told me I'm moving out. I was really, really shocked because it showed me just how serious this vision I had seen was, because God had told me she would move out, her mission is now over, and she was telling me she was moving. And so and then she was telling me that she was moving, and then she moved out, she shifted. So that's how real these demons are. They are here. She looked human in every way. They are your friends, they're in your class, your teachers, they are everywhere. So I'm just going to share more incidences on the same. So another incident that I want to share about, this one was experienced by my sister. The Lord had been telling us about demon incarnates and even revealing them in visions. And then now one day, there's this man whom God had previously revealed as a demon incarnate. So the Lord allowed him to say some things as physical proof of what the Lord had already been telling us about in the spirit. So he began a conversation telling my sister, and then he was like, imagine some of the people who are here on this earth are not human. So my sister was interested in where this conversation was going because she knew this is a demon speaking, and then she was like, really, is that so? And then the demon incarnate, he was like, yeah, but let me tell you something, you can't tell them by looking. That's what he was telling my sister. He was like, but you can't tell them by looking, you can't, because they look human in every way, and then some of them can even be your friends. Imagine talking to a demon and eating with a demon, having a best friend who's a demon. And then he was laughing. He began laughing like, imagine. But not everybody can know them. Only people who have been given a special gift. That's what he was saying. Only people who have been given a special gift are able to tell who they are. So the Lord just allowed him to say something physical as proof of what he had already been showing us and exposing to us, to expose the demon incarnates. And it's not just us whom the Lord has been exposing to. There is a lady in church, a certain lady in church. So when the Lord began revealing these demon incarnates, we didn't share to her there and then. Like, we didn't give her the details about this. She didn't even know about it. And then she had really been seeking the Lord, and then we were shocked. One day she came, and then she shared about how God had showed her that some people here on this earth look human but are demons.